Hello everybody and welcome to another mystery box function challenge. In the purple box there is some mystery math and your challenge is to figure out what that is. You can use the link in the description to try this out, and when you've got an idea, come on back, see if we get the same thing. Okay, let's start with a 0. So 0 gives us 5, how about a 1? So we're getting not a number for 1, and that's the kind of error that we most often see that with trying to put negative values under a square root sign. We've put a 1 in, so maybe there's a square root sign and there's something going on underneath that square root sign that makes that negative. Let's try going a little further to the right. How about a 2? Still not a number. Maybe something further out. 6? Still not a number. All right, let's try going in the other direction. Let's try a negative 1. Okay, negative 1 gives us 6. So maybe we're onto something with the negatives. Let's try a negative 2. And that gives us 6.4142. The decimal part of that number, does that look familiar to you? Try negative 3. And I'm going to try negative 4, and what I think we're going to get is 7. Ha! Okay, so let me tell you what I was thinking. When I saw the decimal part of this 6.4142, it reminded me of the square root of 2, which is 1.4142, etc., etc. So I think we're getting, we do have a square root function going on, and whatever is under here is turning a negative 2 into a 2, and then I think we're just adding some. So you can see the shape of the square root function right here. Usually that would be here, right, going up this way. In this case, it's been flipped across, reflected across our y-axis, and then raised up 5. So the raised up 5 part is not too difficult. You're just going to add 5 outside of the radical sign. And the flipping it across the y-axis, that is achieved by putting a negative sign inside your radical symbol. So let's just test this so you can see how this works. So if I put in a negative 1, for example, that would be the square root of a negative 1, and then plus 5. While a negative of a negative 1 is just a positive 1, the square root of positive 1 is 1, plus 5, that gives us 6. So you put in negative 1, you get out a 6. That checks out. Let's try the negative 4. So the square root of a negative 4 plus 5. Well, negative 4 is a positive 4. The square root of positive 4 is 2. 2 plus 5, 7. And that's what we're getting. So I think we've got this. Let's go ahead and look at it. Yeah, there it is. So the square root of a negative x and then plus 5 outside of the radical sign. And we can graph that. And there is that typical tapering curve of the square root function, just flipped across that y-axis and raised up. Well, how did that go for you? Did you suspect square root? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.